Parshas Bo. This Shabbos is the yahrzeit of my father, and my mother actually just sent something around, and I thought maybe we could even push it in over here because it's really relevant. And it said discovery is not seeing what everybody else sees. It's seeing what everybody else sees, but thinking what nobody else has thought. You see the same thing, but you see something else there that nobody else is seeing. And we'll tell some stories about him at one point in Mitzvah Hashem, and we've told stories in the past, but that was something that he had this special gift. And we spoke last week about the kotzer ruach and the shortness of breath and our inability to breathe, and a leader who knows how to give space to a person and give a person a feeling that it's going to be okay, and to connect them back ultimately to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the source of all breath and the source of all life. And so it's very appropriate that we continue the subject on as we move into his yahrzeit over here. And what's happening over here? We're going to talk about the makos for a minute, but we're going to start at an earlier stage. And for a fuller treatment of this, I think Rabbi Siegel Sefer talks about it, but we're going to speak about it from a slightly new angle, I hope. And that is, the Mishnah says, the world was created with 10 statements. 10 statements. Couldn't God have created the world with one statement? Why did he have to create it with 10? What did he need 10 for? And the answer is to give schar to the tzaddikim who keep a world that was created with 10, and to punish the sinners, the Rishonim, who destroy this world which is created with 10. And even that idea, how do we make sense of that? So let him punish them for that. What's the process? But the idea is that the world is created with a lot of different pieces and at a lot of different stages. And each stage of creation, from the ground to the air to the animals to the growth to the people to the stars, the moon, the entire creation was all created in stages. And the job of the Jewish people, of mankind, is to take all these different pieces and see how they really one. It's not 10, but that 10 creates one. You know that in Torah, 10 people create one unit, they create a minyan, they create a tzibur. So all of these pieces are really one. The 10 pieces become one. And that's how we have free will, because if everything was so clearly coming from Hashem, then we would not be able to do anything else except his will. We'd be stuck. There'd be no free will. Free will means that we could see and we could choose not to see him or to see him. And when it's necessary to put all the pieces together and we stop and don't put them all together, so then sin becomes a possibility. Starts with Adam, and we continue the process. The same question could be asked about the 10 makos. God couldn't have just done makos b'choros at the end, in the beginning, instead of the end, and sent everybody out. He could have taken care of it all in one shot. So why didn't he take care of it all in one shot? So the Mefarshim explain that Hashem is trying to get man to be able to receive the goodness that he wants to give them. And he's giving them a chance. And he's saying to them, step by step, I'm going to uncover the pieces of my statements that created creation. I'm going to uncover piece by piece of creation to show who's actually in control of it. And at any time, you are free to take the message about who controls reality, and at any time, you can come back to me. And over, he says, this is so Mitzrayim will know that I'm Hashem. This is so they will know there is none like me. This is so they will know there is none like me in the entire world, that I control all of creation. And I'm giving them a chance. Every time we get hit, every time Mitzrayim gets hit, maybe you'll get the message. And you know, by Kidim, the Khartoumim say, Etzba Elokimi, it's the finger of God. We're seeing something here. It's the finger of God. But it goes on. And now already they're saying this parasha, well, at the end, last part, don't you know Mitzrayim is lost? We're not going to survive this. Paro calls them in, Chatasi Lashem Elokeichem. The same guy who says, I know who Elokim is, but I don't know who this Hashem is. Chatasi la Hashem Elokeichem. I sinned to Hashem, your God. So there's moments of clarity. He says, okay, get this, put the pieces together. Don't make me bring this till the end. In the beginning, I'm going to harden your heart. After that, it's up to you. It stops saying that Hashem hardens Paro's heart. Paro starts hardening his own heart. This process is not designed, says Sforno, to wipe out Mitzrayim. It's designed to give Mitzrayim a chance to get it right. You've taken all the blessing that I've given you, Mitzrayim, all of it, and you've cut it off entirely from the source of blessing. You need to come back to it. Klal Yisrael on the 49th level of Tumah needs to come back to it. There's a process over here where we're uncovering creation again. You could see who's in charge of creation. And this is the process of the 10 Makos, each one of them revealing another aspect of creation. Ultimately leads to the Aseret HaDibros, but that's for a different time. The 10 Commandments. When Mitzrayim says to Paro, Haterem Teda, do you not know? Isn't the wisdom there? See it. See it. It's so bad. At the end, Paro comes running out. You can go free. But then he has regrets again. He comes and he chases them at the Yam. Over there, finally, it says they got to see the Yad Hashem, not just the finger, the whole hand, control. You got to see fully, complete command of creation. Sometimes we go through the difficult times, we go through difficulty, and we feel like Hashem's not there, I don't see him, I can't see him. The difficulty makes me not see him. The difficulty is designed to help us remove the things that are blocking us from seeing him. And it's like, 1 second, can I see this part of creation is his? Can I see the blessing over here? Can I take that deep breath and put everything back into perspective? If I do, then I could have a geula. Mitzrayim, they came to that realization only 1 second before they were destroyed, when they went into the Yam. Klal Yisrael took that message with them. We've been living with it for all these years. We should be zeichet to see this. Gentlemen, have beautiful Shabbos.